your background. And then you'll need a glue bottle, scissors that are in your basket, and if you want a pencil, okay? They're also in your basket. So I'm gonna turn over my black piece of paper. I'm gonna use black. And then I'm just gonna write my name on there. So make sure you have your name, because this might take us more than a day, I'm not sure. We'll have to just see how it goes. Okay, so I've got my paper, and now I want you guys to start making your paper cutouts and thinking like Henry Matisse. So don't glue anything down yet. We're just gonna spend some time just cutting out some really beautiful abstract shapes. If you like to draw your shape first, use a pencil, and you can always draw on your paper first and then cut them out, okay? So maybe I wanna just kind of plan out my shapes. Oh, I think this would be fun to cut off the corners of this piece of paper and make some triangles. Why not? Let's see. I want to have a variety of sizes of shapes too. So maybe with my yellow, I love this golden color that I have here. So I'm gonna make just a really kind of different abstract shape, like a big blob kind of, right? Oh, I love the green. I like that the green reminds me of leaves and organic shapes that I can find in nature. So I think for this one, I'm actually gonna make some really big leaf shapes. They don't have to be perfect, and I actually don't want them the same size. I love to have variety. Maybe this one will be really skinny. Then I might make a couple really tiny ones. Okay, so I'm just kind of drawing out my shapes. I've got some neat, I wish you guys could see all of them. I can't fit them all in, but so far I've got some pretty cool shapes. Let's see. Oh, I have an idea for this one. I'm actually gonna keep this a rectangle, and I'm gonna fold it in half like this. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut out the middle of it. So I'm gonna draw a line around the edge, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do this in just a second. So I've got that. Let's see, do I wanna use this pink? Yeah, I think I do. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut out circles, and I'm gonna make big pink polka dots. So that's what I'm gonna do for pink. Let's see. Oh, now it's my printed paper. These are so fun. What should I do with this one? I think the polka dot one, I'm gonna make another big leaf. I know you're probably thinking, why would she make a leaf out of polka dots? But I'm gonna repeat the shape that I've already made with the green, but I'm gonna repeat it with something that you wouldn't expect. So you would never expect a leaf shape to be polka dots. And then this one, maybe I'll do another shape on the polka dots. Maybe I'll just do like a random organic shape, just like a little miniature blob. And now, oh, I've got this one. I'm not gonna make a leaf out of this one because I think people, when they see this paper, they expect me to make a leaf out of it. And I don't wanna do what they expect. I wanna be different. So for this one, let's see, maybe, I think I'm actually gonna do a great big circle. It's gonna go with the pink ones. Remember I made pink polka dots? This one's gonna be the big polka dot, the big circle. Okay, so now I've got all these fun ideas. I'm gonna start to cut up my shapes. Okay, so I know what I wanna do. Did you guys notice how I didn't draw the shapes right in the middle of the paper? So I actually found some really nice paper in the scrap box, but instead of wasting the whole piece of paper and drawing my shape in the middle, I drew it off to the side, and that way I could probably cut off this piece And then I can put this back in the scrap box and somebody can use this. Like, this is still a really nice piece of paper. So I'm not gonna draw in the middle. I did the same thing for this one. I drew my shapes in the corner off to the side. And so we're saving paper, which is great, right? Good recycling idea. Use less. Or use it smarter, right? Just think about what you're doing, and you know, if you can reuse things, that's even better than just drawing a shape in the middle and then somebody goes to the scrap box and they're like, I don't want that piece of paper. They cut right in the center and I was gonna make a big shape. Well, now they still can. All right, so I'm gonna cut my red shape out. And I'm going pretty slow with my scissors, but with the construction paper, it's red on this side and it's red on the back. So if I don't cut right on the line, I can just make that the back and flip it over. Okay, I've got my green shapes. I love the green leaves. I love nature so much and being outside. And so I wanted my paper cutouts to just kind of reflect a little bit about myself. And so this shows, oh, she must like being outside. She's got some really neat organic outside shapes. Now this piece of paper, let's talk about the scraps, since we're using a lot of scraps. This piece of paper, do you think it's worth saving in the scrap box? I think maybe this top part is. But I don't really think the bottom part is. It's kind of used up, right? We use this paper really well. So I'm gonna put that in the garbage, but I'm gonna save this piece. This could go back in the scrap box. That's a good piece for someone. Okay, now this piece of paper, I'm really using the whole thing. And so I might not add this to the scrap box, but I might keep it for myself for just a little while here, because maybe when I lay all of these really neat shapes that I've made, when I lay them out, I might not like what I see. Maybe I'm like, ooh, I want more of that golden color in there. So I might want to use this, and so I'm not going to put it in the scrap box yet. Not yet. Oh yeah, here's my triangles. Now there's a lot of purple left, so this is another good piece for someone. And I've got all of these pink polka dots. A good way to cut things out, so this could be saved for someone else, but then I cut it smaller a lot of times, and that way it's easier to work with. Instead of having this great big piece of paper where I'm trying to cut out these little circles, it's easier to manage if I have a small piece of paper. So I just kind of cut around it, and I'm gonna make it work. Okay, so I've got this. I love Henry Matisse, and I love his paper cutouts. They're really fun. You can't really make a mistake because it's just making really fun shapes and designs, and it's abstract. It doesn't have to look like anything. It can just be a really neat design. Do you think I should save this in the scrap box? If you said no, high five to you. Yay, I don't want to keep that. Nobody wants that piece of paper. All right, now this one, I said I'm gonna cut out the middle. So remember how I did this? I folded the paper first. Then I'm gonna cut. Remember, when you fold paper, you get more of that same shape. So I'll show you a good idea in a second. Oh no, this piece, I could put this in the scrap box. I'm gonna save it. But now look at this shape that I cut out. When I open it, I'm gonna use this. I made like this kind of rectangular shape. And I think I'm gonna do another one. I found two pieces of paper, the same shape. I'm gonna fold this in half. And I'm gonna cut out the center again on this one. So I'm gonna cut a rectangle right in the middle. I didn't draw it that time. I just kind of guessed. Ooh, yes, 2 of them now. Okay, I like that. And now, what about if I want to make a whole bunch of one shape? Remember, if you fold your paper, let's say I want 2 matching shapes. If you fold it in half, you draw a shape on here. I don't know, let's just say I make a shape that kind of looks like a bean. I must be hungry for lunch. Okay, so I've got this shape. And now when I have it folded and I cut it out, now I've got 2. So if you're like, man, I want to make lots of polka dots or lots of triangles, fold your paper as many times as you want, and then that's how many you'll get. Okay, so all right, now I've got my black paper and I've got all these shapes. Now it's time to start laying these things out and seeing if you like them. So let me put this shape here. I'm just gonna start to put them wherever. And now maybe I want this one to overlap. Ooh, the leaves. I love how the leaves contrast with this gold. So I'm gonna put them together. The polka dots looks cool there. Oh, I might have the leaves kind of fan out, getting biggest to smallest. What do you guys think of that? Ooh. Wow, okay, I like it already. I'm like, I like it just like that even. Okay, so now I've got this red shape, but I really want to have a little bit of color more, maybe in this corner, like that. So see how I'm placing things under and above? The polka dots are nice here, but then there's nothing over here. So I'm gonna start to think about this space. I've got that purple triangle, and you know what? I'm gonna use that purple triangle that I cut from the corner of the paper. I'm gonna put it in the corner of this paper. Huh. What do you think of this? Do you think I should do this one opposite? What if I went like in that corner? Ooh, I do like that. That's kind of nice how they're across from each other. Now, I do have these. Remember I cut these interesting shapes out, but they're really big. So I would like them to overlap because I like how they make another rectangle in there. But I think they cover up too much of my leaves. So I think when I glue these down, I'm gonna put that under the polka dot. And I think I want the leaves to be on top. So instead of under, right now it's under, I'm gonna go on top like this when I glue it down. And now, do you guys see how it's going off the paper over here? That's okay if it goes off the paper. You can always trim that later. Okay, so I can always cut that off and line it up to my edges. Now I like the way this is. Like, I'm done. This is cool. But I have these extra polka dots that I made, these pink polka dots. And so I think I might just leave them and not add them. And remember, I also made this type of shape. And I might want it down here, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't decide right now. But I know that I like this. I like what I've done here. So I'm gonna start to get my glue and glue things down. You have to glue in order though. You have to make sure you're gluing things that are on the bottom or underneath. You've gotta glue them first. So I'm gonna carefully pick up the pieces that are not overlapping. So I've got this piece where nothing is touching it. Remember, pick off the hard glue on the glue bottles. Okay, I already did mine and twisted it open. And now nothing is touching this corner. So I can glue this one down too. Okay, so I've got that. Nothing is touching this one. So I'm gonna get these pieces down just so that everything doesn't move. Otherwise, it's really hard to remember where you had things and where you like them. So I've got them all glued down. Now, this is the tricky part. You've got to be really careful. You have to try to remember where things belong, okay? So I've got to start with the thing that's on the bottom. The thing that's on the bottom for me is this yellow, this golden piece under here. So I'm going to kind of slide things down. Maybe I'll slide this up so it's out of the way. And I'm going to put that yellow piece, I'm going to flip it over because I like the way it was. Put some glue around the edges, just a thin line. Doesn't have to be too much. And then I'm going to put that under right there. Okay. Now the next thing, I remember I liked the leaves on the top, this shape. So I'm going to move them to the side because then the next thing that I liked this one like this and this one like this. So I'm going to start with this one because it's on the bottom. So I'm going to take that, flip it over. I'm going to do a little zigzag of glue so it doesn't come off. I'm going to put it like that. It's overlapping that shape. I love when things overlap. Makes it look really interesting, and it looks like Henry Matisse's. Okay, now this one I wanted like that, so it makes a black rectangle right there. So I'll flip it over, I'll add a line of glue, and then, now some of this is gonna go off the paper. It's okay. And it has glue on it. Don't worry, the tables are washable. We can always wipe them down later. The important thing is we get our ideas on the paper. We'll clean it up later. Now, I wanted the dot, the big massive polka dot that I made, I wanted that to be up here, and I wanted it to overlap the corner. So I'm gonna put glue around the edge. Okay, and then I'm gonna place it on here, like that. Okay, now I have my leaves. Oh wait, no, I think the red. Wasn't the red up here in the corner kind of? Yes, I think it was. Okay. So I'm gonna put the red in this corner. Let's see, do I like it that way? That way? Maybe just like that. It overlaps again. Good. Okay. So now I did these in order. Remember I did biggest. Oh, the big green one. Then I did the polka dot, because I remember I did that second. Then I had this one and this one. It went biggest to smallest. And then I did the tiny one right there. Oh, that's it. I got it. Okay, see how I worked backwards like that? Gotta make sure these are all staying down really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this shape, glue it on down. If it goes off the paper, I can trim it later. Not worried about that right now. That will be something I'll do at the end. That's the next biggest. Then I have this one. Then I have my second to smallest. And my tiniest. Just needs a little bit of glue. Okay, now I'm gonna push it all down so it stays really nice. Ah, I love this. Okay, this looks like something Henry Matisse would have made. Let me trim the edges.